Hi, everybody. It's Mia again. Welcome to ESL 5-6. This week's theme is free time. So, we're going to go over some expressions. We are going to learn some quantifiers and practice with third person conditionals and hopefully have some fun and entertaining conversation and learn from each other. Okay, thanks very much. See ya in a few. Hello, welcome to ESL 5-6 Free Time. Okay, let's get started. Here are some questions to think about. Do you have free time? How do you choose to use it? If so, how is it different how you use your free time in the US versus in your culture? How would you prefer to use your free time in an ideal world? Free time. So, some people might define free time as time you're not working. Others might define free time as time away from work and family. So, it just depends on how you define it for yourself, I suppose. Okay, pre-click. Just this is just going over what we're going to be looking at, which is expressions, quantifiers, conversation, third person conditionals, and then of course our normal reading and writing in the form. Okay, to give a brief overview, let's look at quantifiers. So the ones I think I'll focus on just for this video will be large quantities. For example, do you watch much TV? Just to point out, let me get our little pointer, just to point out here that the word much is used to ask for specifics. So, not to be confused with the use of too much, which does mean an overabundance or more than enough. But here, do you watch much TV? The answer could be no, I really don't watch much TV. Or yes, I really watch a lot of it. Okay. And then just to point out a few other things, here, the zero quantity, when we use a negative like there isn't, you're going to use any for it to be correct grammar. You will, of course, hear it many different ways, but what is considered correct is when you say any. So there isn't any room on the bus. And if you're going to use a positive, then you use no. So, for example, there is no more time. There isn't any room on the bus. Okay. Uh, please practice this conversation on your own time, and we certainly will in class. But just to point out a few of the high points here, let's look at this conversation between Kong and Lourdes. Trying to find some quantifiers here. Here we go. And also some expressions. You have to make time to relax. You do too much. I have, you see, no choice. Okay. With the kids at home all the time, which is every day and all night. Okay. In my work, it's just how it is. Okay. And then he says, I'll check back in with you later in the week. Take it easy. And take it easy is an expression that a lot of people use when they're ending a conversation. It's like a polite way to say, be well, take care, relax, hope things go relaxing in your life. Goodbye. Okay, more conversation ideas. Would you rather play a sport in your free time or relax with a friend or loved one? For me, that depends on the day, and it also depends on if it is day or night we're talking about here. What about you? If you could travel somewhere in your free time, where would you go? Oh my goodness. There's quite a list of where I would go. Oh, yeah. Okay, if you had more time to study or learn another craft, what would it be? If you had more time to study, to learn another craft or skill, what would that be. Okay, third person conditionals. Third person conditional sentences compare hypothetical or imaginary situations in the past with its consequence using if. Just to look at a few. If it hadn't been for the hurricane, we would have come over for dinner. I would have cleaned my house if I had known y'all were coming by. Okay, Damien and Fifi are having a little conversation sweetly here. Let's look at some of the phrases here together, shall we? Okay, Damien says, "So sorry we were so late, hon. We would have been here earlier, but we caught the train." "No worries. If I hadn't missed the bus that day, I wouldn't have met you." "Oh, you are a sweetheart. I love you so much. What did I ever do to deserve you?" "You did nothing but be you, and that was more than enough." So I hope you can see the use of enough. You did nothing. So much. If, for a third person conditional, if I hadn't missed the bus that day, I wouldn't have met you. Okay, let's move on. Some common expressions. I'll just go over a few, but please feel free to check these out and practice on your own time. Killing time, wasting time, soak up some rays, hit the road, hang out, take it easy, spend time catching up with friends, catch a flick, which basically means watch a movie, save some time, take time off, spare time, which is the same as free time, pass the time, anything you do in your life really that you do in time that is not considered extremely important, right? So I don't know that I doubt you would say, "Oh, just passing the time," when you're at work or maybe enjoying some special occasion with your family or friends. But you might say, "I'm just passing the time," if you're waiting somewhere, having coffee, reading a magazine, something like this. Okay, joyride and nose to the grindstone. Do you think nose to the grindstone means you're doing something difficult or hard? Or do you think it means you're doing something easy or you're relaxing? If you said doing something hard or working hard, you're right. Usually, when we say you've got your nose to the grindstone, it means you're working on a project of some sort. Okay, let's continue with some fill in the blank. I think I will read this one with you. We can read together because there are a lot of expressions here. So, after the storm, the electricity went out. We listened to the radio to pass the time. There wasn't much else to do. We hung out with our neighbors, read books, went down to the coffee shop down the street who had a generator, but no one was allowed inside due to the pandemic. We just tried to kill time until things got back to normal. We spent a lot of time talking, reading, and walking. It was nice to have a little time off from work, but I'm going to have to put the nose to the grindstone when we get back to catch up. I can't wait to get to hit the road somewhere it's warm and soak up some rays when all this is over. Okay, last but not least, many cultures have different perspectives on how to define quality of life. And you will see in the article for the quiz for homework that the article basically rates and ranks different countries and their quality of life, which I found really interesting. So because that is in the quiz, I decided to kind of go with an opposite perspective for the video. So the article in the quiz talks about the different ways of ranking quality of life, which also has to do with work-life balance in the article in the quiz. Here we have Jeff Bezos talking about maybe the idea of stopping trying to achieve a work-life balance and more a work-life harmony. So it's maybe a little different philosophy. What do you think? Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.